Well, good morning, Fulham fans. Welcome to the second city. I'm already in Birmingham, which is somewhere I know very well, ahead of this afternoon's Premier League match between Aston Villa and Fulham at Villa Park. The Whites coming in with some serious confidence after three straight wins, um, looking to win for the first time at Villa Park in 11 years in the league. Um, and send out a statement, I think, to the rest of the Premier League about the progress that Marco Silva's side are quietly making. We can argue about how convincing those three wins were, a late and frankly lucky victory over Leeds United, recovering from the setback of conceding a silly early goal in the local derby to beat Keith Andrews' bees at Craven Cottage convincingly, and then labouring to that narrow League Cup success over League Two, Cambridge United on Tuesday. Um, Villa are in a period of transition of their own, to put it kindly. Unai Emery reasserting his control over the structure of the club with the changes off the field. Much relief that they beat Bologna in the Europa League thanks to that early John McGinn strike on Thursday. Villa will have circled this fixture as an opportunity to get their season back on track and firing without a league win this season, but still with so much quality in the side. Fulham fans don't need to be reminded of how the Whites rather wilted in the chase for European places, and if anything, exemplified that. It was a rather lacklustre performance at Villa Park towards the end of last season. We remember it as when Ryan Sessegnon came very close to equalising, but fell foul of the VAR handball interpretation. We've obviously had those run-ins with the technology and refereeing decisions already this season, but I think Fulham can go into this game with real confidence, and you know that Silva will send his side out to try and attack Villa, whose strength arguably down the right-hand side, with McGinn tucked in behind Matty Cash, sources of crucial goals in Villa's last two games. You'd suspect that the former Exeter and Brentford forward, Ollie Watkins, could be crucial. He's on a run of 8 games without a goal, having missed a penalty against Bologna when he came off the bench last Thursday night. You can expect him to be troubling the scorers if you subscribe to the old Fulhamish thing of we're going to play Villa into form this afternoon. Emery is without some key players, so there'll be a fitness test for Emi Martinez, who not too long ago looked like he was leaving the club altogether for Manchester United. Yuri Tielemans, who scored the goal last season from a set play, is likely to miss out. There are three or four others, key first team figures, who won't be available to Emery. So there is an opportunity for Fulham to play on the front foot. You have to be wary of Villa's enduring quality. They have a very good squad. It just hasn't clicked for them. But it is an opportunity for Fulham to back up their recent form and show that they really are stepping on and progressing in the Premier League. The team selection will be really interesting because I think one of the encouraging signs from midweek was that Anthony Robinson completed a full game. The understanding with Kevin isn't quite there yet. You could see both of those two almost doing different things down the left flank. Obviously, the Brazilian substituted late on with a shoulder injury, which we understand is not as serious as first thought, but you wouldn't want to risk the record signing um, in a game like this and risk him breaking down again. The question is, will Silva go with a completely unchanged side? Sessegnon, I've already spoken about, has done really well at left back, despite our contention that he's more effective further up the field. Alex Iwobi was critical in that victory in the derby by scoring the equaliser and having a hand in the wonderful goal scored by Harry Wilson. You probably can't drop either of those two on the basis of their performance last time out in the league. So there is a very strong case for going with exactly the same 11, which might seem a bit passive, but Iwobi's ability to fill in defensively and put a shift in will be crucial in blunting Villa's right side. And I think Harry Wilson will always put himself about on the other flank. The key is going to be, can Berger and Lukic, the preferred central midfield duo, blunt Aston Villa's engine room to the extent that Fulham can do more with the ball and create more chances than they did here last season. The key then will also be to take some of those chances that we create. We still haven't hit the heights of goal scoring, apart from um, against a rather slapshod, slipshod Hounslow defence um, a couple of weeks ago. The interesting thing then is, how will the game pan out, and how can Fulham thrive? Is probably by being on the front foot, but being uh, cognizant of Villa's attacking strengths. Um, Anderson and Bassey have formed a really strong partnership. I think the back four plus Bernd Leno have been positives of the season. Fulham look much more solid and resolute in defence than last year. Cue a meltdown of epic proportions on the field when the whistle goes. But in all seriousness, there are 1,500 Fulham fans currently making their way up to Birmingham. If you are doing that, do check out our preview. Alan Druitt's piece for Playmaker Sports. The podcast is up and available. We're having some issues with our website hosting at the moment, but all those links are functioning. If you are driving, do be cognizant of those roadworks on the M6 that make it less straightforward than normal to get to Villa Park. And if you're on the coaches, we'll see you soon for a 2 o'clock kickoff at Villa Park. Fulham looking to record a rare win at the home of Aston Villa, and we'll see you a little bit later. Come on, you Whites.